The Supreme Court. Well, they said, well, with Donald Trump, you can try him for the private acts as a citizen, but the presidential acts, he has a little immunity there. We'll uncover that and more on an abbreviated edition of The Morning Shift presented by BS3, Corner Media Incorporated, and we're also live on Real Wise Radio. That starts right now. Well, good morning, Shifter. It is Tuesday, July the 2nd, 2024, and welcome to BS3 Presents the Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. We are live on the BS3 network, BS3TVLive.com, live on the BS3 Morning Shift Cole Johnson YouTube channel, and live on the Real Wise Radio Network. I'm Cole Johnson, and for the next 35 or so minutes, sit back and relax as we get you and keep you informed, enlightened, engaged, entertained, and spiritually fed. Now, we're, of course, going to touch on the historic and probably somewhat controversial Supreme Court ruling involving Donald Trump and what you can and can't try him on in court. We also will touch on fatherhood later in Light in the Way. We also will touch on Usher's speech and why it was a problem when it was airing and what Viacom had to say about it. Those are the issues that we're going to tackle and actually cover later on today. But for now, let's start you up. And here's what's going on in the world today. Regional Park themed giants Six Flags and Cedar Fair successfully completed their merger Monday to become the largest amusement park operator in North America, according to a press release. The combined company's portfolio now comprises of 42 theme parks, water parks, and resort properties across the U.S., as well as Canada and Mexico. Well, it's good to see Willie Nelson. He's about to hit the road again. The 91-year-old singer in recent days has canceled multiple dates at his Outlaw Music Festival tour due to an unspecified illness, but doctors have cleared the country singer to resume performances. According to a post on the Facebook page, Nelson missed shows this past weekend in Wantagh, New York on Saturday and in Homedale, New Jersey on Sunday. Soliel Moon Frye is mourning the death of her ex-boyfriend, Shifty Shellshock. Of course, the lead rapper of the rap rock group Crazy Town. Shellshock, born Seth Benzer, died at the LA residence on June 24th, according to Los Angeles Medical Examiner records. The 49-year-old, his cause of death is still unknown at the time, but his ex-girlfriend had this to say, quote, "My heart is whispering a million I love yous for the way you loved my children and I so unconditionally." Close quote. Well, prayers to you, Soleil. I hope that you and Benzer's family heals in this time. In addition to chicken sandwiches and waffle fries, Chick-fil-A now has something else to offer customers: seasonal merchandise. Yes, the company announced Monday the launch of its new Chick-fil-A Originals Summer Collection, and it's designed to help, quote, "fans stay cool and add a delicious flair to summertime fun," close quote. Now, it's available now while supplies last. The collection features, let me see, a large waffle fry pool float for $35, a Chick-fil-A soft-sided backpack cooler for $45, a pickleball set for $70, the original Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich towel for $40, a 32-ounce cow print water bottle for $25, and a cow print bucket hat to match for $24. Well, Rick Ross is doing well after the rapper was allegedly attacked at a music festival in Canada over the weekend. The assault reportedly took place after Ross, of course, he's born William Leonard Roberts II, performed at the Ignite Music Festival in Vancouver on Sunday. Footage of the attack shared on social media showed a man who appears to be Ross in a verbal dispute with a male festival attendee. The man later throws a punch in Ross's direction, prompting a brawl between the attendees gathered around the two men. That's your gift for calling Drake white boy in your videos trying to troll. Ooh, Rose, you got to be more careful. Oh, I'm sorry. Jamie Foxx is revealing new details about the unspecified, quote, medical complication, close quote, he experienced last spring. In an undated video circulating around social media, which was posted on accounts such as @ArtofDialogue_, the Oscar-winning actor appeared to discuss the circumstances around the health issue, which set him on a months-long road to recovery with some fans. The 56-year-old said in the video that on April 11th of last year, 2023, he experienced a bad headache, he says, and, quote, asked my boyfriend Advil, close quote. Then he said he was gone for 20 days. He went on to say, quote, I don't remember anything. I'm in Atlanta. My sister and my daughter took me to the first doctor. They gave me a cortisone shot. The next doctor said there's something going on up there, close quote. Fox pointed to his head before explaining that he wouldn't go into further details on camera. In sports, and thanks to my playmaker for the following. The USA, well, in Copa America, they lost to Uruguay 1-0, and they were ousted from the competition, which men's soccer, I swear, I feel for them. They just simply can't get a leg up to save their lives. Oh, I'm sorry. No commentary. I'm sorry. In Wimbledon action, Coco Gauff, Madison Keys both advanced to straight sets, and the defending champion Carlos Alcaraz, and also the defending French Open champ, he advanced to straight sets as well. And on tap for today will be Novak Djokovic trying to test that knee out, and French Open champion Iga Swiatek. Now, Aryna Sabalenka withdrew, unfortunately, due to shoulder injury Monday morning. Prayers out to you, Aryna. Hope everything is fine with you. In NBA action, of course, we touched briefly on the fact that Playoff P, or Paul George, signed to a 4-year, $212 million contract with the 76ers. So now the trust the process crew grows in number, but not talking about that. Klay Thompson, who basically was waved bye-bye to by the Warriors, well, he found a new home in a signing trade. He will join the Mavericks, and the Charlotte Hornets with the Warriors will join that, and the Warriors will receive 2 second-round draft picks. Thompson's deal will be 3 years and worth $50 million. And congratulations to Jason Tatum. He agreed to a 5-year, $314 million contract. That's the max that he could get in the extension with the Boston Celtics, of course, the NBA World Champs, as well as Derek White actually also re-signed and got extended on a 4-year deal with $126 million. Oh, and WNBA action, the WNBA All-Star roster will be revealed tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Team USA versus Team WNBA. Well, stay tuned for that. In about 2.5 weeks' time, they'll go at it in Phoenix. Turning our attention to weather across the country as powered by the Weather Channel. It will be partly cloudy skies, 72 degrees in Seattle. It will be thunderstorms, rainy and 78 in Minneapolis, rainy and 86 in Chicago, sunny and 94 in St. Louis, partly cloudy, well, mostly cloudy actually, and 81 in Detroit. Over on the East Coast, it'll be mostly sunny and 80 in Boston, mostly sunny and 84 in New York, partly cloudy and 87 in Washington, D.C. Down south, it will be a sun thunderstorm mixed with a high of 88 in Miami. Sunny and 95 in Memphis, partly cloudy and 88 in Atlanta, and partly cloudy and 95 in New Orleans. Down in the southwest, it will be mostly sunny skies and a high of 102 in San Antonio, sunny and 102 as well in Dallas, and it'll be partly cloudy and 97 in Houston. And the Rockets will be partly cloudy and 87 in Denver. Over down in the desert, which will be the hot spot of the day, it will be sunny and 111 in Phoenix. It will be sunny and 108 in Las Vegas. And out on the West Coast, it will be partly cloudy skies and 85 degrees in Los Angeles. It will be sunny skies with a nice temperature, a high of 77. Now, that is your look on weather, and that is how you will be properly started up. Coming up later, the ruling for the Supreme Court to Donald Trump. How is it actually? And what is it per se? We'll touch on that later. We'll also enlighten the way touch on fatherhood. But coming up next, the speech not heard around the world, Usher's BET Lifetime Achievement Award speech. Viacom had some explaining to do. You're tuned in to the Morning Shift with Cole Johnson on the BS3 Network, on the BS3 Morning Shift Cole Johnson YouTube channel, and Real Wise Radio. We'll be right back right after this.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
This is a BS3 Network presentation.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central. Alicia.
You can't hold somebody to that standard if you haven't voiced what you want and what you're needing from that.
Mika.
If you're not communicating expectations, you're waiting for your feelings to be hurt.
Nicole.
Yeah. A lot of people don't want to take the time out to be alone and to get themselves together.
Ivan.
You got to be willing to work through stuff. And from the jump street, y'all done had problems. Maybe you don't need to be working through those.
BS3 Network proudly presents Queen 3 and King podcast. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central. Welcome back to the Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. We are live on Real Wise Radio. We're also live on BS3TVLive.com. We're also live on the BS3 Morning Shift Cole Johnson YouTube channel. I am Cole Johnson, and I'm glad to be with you, Shifter. With the little technical difficulties, we still have a good day. We still are going to have a good day. It's because you're alive and I'm alive, and it's good that we're going to get a chance to enjoy it. To the Shifter Nation we go, and Playmaker. And kudos to this guy. He actually has given me a lot of sports updates. So I'm glad he was able to do that. Thank you, sir. He says, another day with the morning shift in Wimbledon, a pleasant morning. And it's a pleasant morning that I'm sharing it with you, my brother. Great episode last night of Monarchs of Wrestling as well. You can catch him on Shooting Lights Out as well. Busy month that he's going to have for sure. Just covering WNBA and Team USA, WNBA, Team USA basketball, and Team USA men's and women's basketball. Ooh, it's gonna be rough. Victor Lock, VLock, or VLock A3, or Vicalock says, time to get your day started with the morning shift. Hosted by my friend and mentor, the EP of all EPs, Cole Johnson. Thank you, sir. It is a pleasure to have you aboard. And Ryan McCarthy, good morning, fellow shifters, as he always customarily does. Good morning to you, my fellow shifter. Oh, and you can catch Ryan tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on No Credentials Required, on No Creds REQ's YouTube channel, and on the Snowman Multimedia's YouTube channel. You can catch my man VLock A3 or Victor Lock along with Shane Lake and Snowman himself as they go through all things sports. And they'll touch on a whole lot more than what I did just now. And I think they will start at 9, where Victor and I are in the Central Time Zone, 10 Eastern. You catch them on Snowman Multimedia's YouTube channel. Now, we were looking forward to I guess you could say a decent tapestry of what we were going to see in terms of a lifetime achievement tribute. That was fine. I got the theme. I wasn't fully with it, but then again, it wasn't dedicated to me. It was dedicated to the women that Usher was singing to the last 30 years. So understanding that, I was like, okay, I'll put that to the side. And the ladies did well. Unfortunately, Usher did not do well. Not saying his speech wasn't doing well. He didn't get the speech to be heard because it was blacked out for some reason. Ugh. And just my thoughts, I will touch on the speech not heard around the world. Goodness gracious. Come on, BET. Come on, Viacom. Anyway, BET is apologizing that the portions of Usher's speech at the award show Sunday were muted. BET spokesperson said, quote, celebrating global icon Usher on stage, what star-studded tributes and having him accept his award with a heartfelt speech was an honor, but due to an audio malfunction during the live telecast, portions of the speech were inadvertently muted, close quote. They also added that they extended their apologies to Usher and they couldn't be more grateful for his participation in what they call culture's biggest night, which it's not. Culture's biggest night this year was Ken and Friends pop-out. Never mind. Fans can catch his full uninterrupted speech across BET platforms, and they'll catch the encore on BET. Also, the speech will be uninterrupted. For many people watching the show, you can actually catch it on YouTube, and you'll see it there. For many people watching the show from home, chunks of a speech were muted. How nice of them, right? Just straight muted. I swear. We just simply can't have nice things. Anyway, as he was honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award at the ceremony, part of his speech said, quote, getting here has definitely not been easy, but it has been worth it. This Lifetime Achievement Award, I don't know, man. Is it too early for me to receive it? Because I'm still running around and running and gunning, and I still love this work. He said another word, of course, like I did when I was 8 years old, close quote. Usher was then given his flowers with a jam-packed tribute performance that showcased the singer's immaculate and lengthy collection of soulful and pop hits. Now, the R&B artist got vulnerable about his relationship with his late father on stage. That's Usher Raymond III. He said, quote, I was trying to make sense of this name that a man gave me, but didn't stick around because he didn't love me. Or at least that was my perception of it, because I had to live long enough in order to understand that you have to have a forgiving heart in order to understand the true pitfalls and hardships of a black man in America. Close quote. Now, he went on to say, quote, my father was a product of that. He made a lot of decisions. He made a lot of choices, and one that probably hurt and helped me at the same time was to stay away. That's part of the reason why I say that this time of year, this is the year of the father. Well, the fathers have to stand up for their sons and daughters and be the man that they need for them to be. Close quote. And the speech at the end, Usher stressed the importance of forgiveness, which I enjoyed that. And he concluded, basically said, quote, "You've got to be willing to forgive, y'all. He who knows no sin casts the first stone. You got to be willing to forgive. Got to be willing and open. I'm telling you, you're standing before a man who had to forgive a man who never showed up ever. And look what I made with it. Look what I was able to usher in. That's what's real. That's what makes us human. That's what makes us men and women. And thank you all, man." Close quote. Well, I'll say this. That was a fine speech, Usher. I did get a chance to watch it. What I could say on top of that, to be the chair on Sunday, so to speak, sometimes you think that there's some powers at work, and I think there were some powers at work here. I won't go into it further, but I will say this. When you have things to say, sometimes you have others who don't want you to say the message, or at least have the message be conveyed. I believe that's what happened here, but I totally appreciate you, Usher. You are a man after God's own heart, with understanding that you got to forgive in this world to thrive in it. And those are just my thoughts, man. Just my thoughts. I hope you enjoyed them. Coming up, the Supreme Court, they said, okay, you know what, Donald? Some of those things you can be tried on, those things under the presidency, maybe not. You're watching the Morning Shift with Cole Johnson on BS3 Network, on BS3 Morning Shift, Cole Johnson's YouTube channel, and you're hearing it live on Real Wise Radio. We'll be right back right after this.
The moderator.
As woman, you can't be too friendly, because the minute you're friendly, then they think you're flirting.
The level head.
I think so that thing is over. So I'm not looking at men like that anymore.
The truth slayer.
Okay, what in the HPV yeast infection is going on over here?
The X factor.
So I'd rather you tell me everything up front and let's start fresh.
The intersection of life and spirituality never sounded this good. BS3 Network proudly presents Life Happens live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Kentucky, home of great natural scenery and Churchill Downs. The Bluegrass State has offered 3 jewels. The University of Kentucky.
And the Kentucky coronation is complete.
Terry Brown.
Some people from Louisville, from Kentucky, I don't like the Derby. Okay, cool. Like, all right, I'm going to keep it moving.
And Vinny Hardy.
Us growing up on the border, we all went to school with Tennessee fans. We all had some teachers that was Tennessee fans.
BS3 Network proudly presents 2 men with Kentucky on their minds and all of the sports matters at hand. Cats Talk Wednesday, live every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Central. This is a BS3 Network presentation.
So, sit back, tune in, tell a friend. This Dope Cooking Show, we about to get started, and it's about to go down. Check me out.
Join your culinary master of ceremonies, Chef Jeff, as he introduces to you This Dope Cooking Show. Live every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Central.
Welcome back to the Morning Shift with Cole Johnson on the BS3 Network, on BS3 Morning Shift, Cole Johnson's YouTube channel, and Real Wise Radio. It is great to be here live with you, Shifter. I love you. To Shift Nation we go, and it is Cool McCain. He says, Shift Nation and the head shift in charge. Good morning, good people. Oh, and he says, Usher. Thank you for the ludicrous pronunciation, or I should say, Lil Jon's pronunciation of it, Usher. But I'm actually proud of Usher, not just with his career, but that speech too. Well, speaking of speeches, I'm sure the Supreme Court justices heard a lot of speeches regarding what to do with Donald Trump in terms of his, well, should we allow the courts to adjudicate things that he did during his presidency or no, or I should say, or nah? Well, we got our answer, and here it is in today's cover story. Now, it'll be just as simple and sweet. So the Supreme Court ruled Monday that former President Donald Trump can be tried for any of his efforts to overturn his 2020 laws that were not taken in his official capacity. It's a decision that likely came probably a little too late for a trial to be completed before Election Day. I would say so. So deciding for the first time in this process whether presidents are immune from criminal prosecution, because that's what this is about. Yeah, boy. A divided Supreme Court said, quote, official, close quote, acts taken by presidents are protected, but not steps he took as a candidate. Just Chief Justice John Roberts explained it, writing the 6-3 majority decision this way, quote, the parties before us do not dispute that a former president can be subject to criminal prosecution for unofficial acts committed while in office. They also agree that some of the conduct described in the indictment includes actions taken by Trump in his unofficial capacity, close quote. Justice Sonia Sotomayor said basically in a dissenting opinion or dissent ruling of the minority, joined by Justices Elena Kagan and Kajani Brown Jackson, said that the majority's decision, quote, makes a mockery of the principle foundational to our Constitution and system of government that no man is above the law, close quote. Sotomayor also added that the court gave Trump all the immunity he asked for and then some. And she said it to end her statement, quote, with fear of our democracy, I dissent, close quote. Chief Justice criticized the dissenters for doomsaying rather than acknowledging the lower courts will determine whether Trump's conduct is vulnerable to criminal charges. Now, Trump on Truth Social, he called the decision in big letters, in all caps, quote, a big win for our Constitution and democracy, close quote. The case was a crucial test for the court and its 6 conservative justices, half of whom were appointed by Trump. Now, many have called this deeply disturbing. Some have ruled this as a first ruling on criminal immunity. But and all in all, even when you have those who called for Justices Samuel Alito and Clarence Thomas to recuse themselves because of maybe fraying the lines between being judge and citizen. For example, Alito's wife, Martha Ann Alito, flew flags over the couple's home that were adopted by some of Trump's supporters, basically overturning the election, meaning the flag was turned upside down. And then you have Jenny, or Virginia Thomas, arguing repeatedly that the 2020 election was stolen and attempted Trump Stop the Steal rally on January 6, 2021. But of course, they did not recuse themselves. Now, for those who want to read all of this, it is under the case title Trump versus United States. All I know is it's a mess that has become even more of a mess. But you got, I guess you have to say all 9 of the Supreme Court justices to thank, because this mess is still going to be ongoing. And that is today's cover story. Coming up, we'll have my final thoughts, as this will be abbreviated, but we'll keep chugging along. This is the Morning Shift with Cole Johnson on the BSA Network. We'll be right back right after this.
This is a BS3 Network presentation. Adrian Shawan.
There was a man talking about where the homebodies at? Where the women at? And the women was stitching it and was like, we at home.
Scotty Knox.
Another pet peeve of mine, right? First date, if you show up with the ponytail that come out at the top of your head, it will not be a second date.
Butler.
I want people to think independently and freely. She's not. $100 for lunch. I almost got up and walked off.
A show that asks only one question. Is it Wednesday yet? Live every Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 p.m. Central.
See everybody talking like they doing what we doing, but these brothers is rare and they ain't moving like we moving, and everywhere we go.
Oh, yes. The tradition, the pageantry, the spectacle, the history, the slut. Wait. I gotta rep my brother's stuff right. All my DMV soldiers, stand up! And welcome to the Commander's Gridiron Report. You want your commanders to be repped right? Well, D. Willie is your man. Commander's Gridiron Report. Every Tuesday at 11:05 a.m. Eastern, 10:05 a.m. Central on the Sotoba Media YouTube channel. Music by J. Cool.
Where my soldiers? Right side. Commanders. Where my soldiers? Left side.
Are you looking for something to do on your lunch break? Well, there's a show on the BS3 Network that has only 4 words to say to you.
We ready. We ready. We ready for y'all. We ready. We ready. We ready for y'all.
The Lunch Break, powered by JM&E. Live weekdays at 1 p.m. Eastern, noon Central.
Want to get down here on the morning shift. In lieu of lighting the way, we will touch on fatherhood on tomorrow's episode. But we're going to share this time with Shift Nation before we head on out. And Ron McCarthy says, look, it feels like the Supreme Court of the United States punted the immunity decision, but I'll have to look into the ruling further. That means actually ask a lawyer friend. And I get the feeling that they sort of said, look, this isn't our mess. We don't really want to deal with that because there's too much to even come close to dealing with. My man, BS3, it's good to see. He says, good morning to you. One of the biggest shifters, of course, of them all. And then a new shifter, St. Mac, it's good to see you, my brother. He says, look, if they hadn't ruled the way they did, we could have gone after Clinton, Bush, Obama, and Biden the same way these crooks went after Trump. They did far more damage to the country than Trump ever did. Well, of course, that is, of course, true to a certain extent. Maybe not true to all extents, but that's what I love about this country. We actually can talk about these things and dispense it and actually appreciate the perspective without looking at them and say, you suck, or you're stupid. I don't agree with all of that, but I do agree with some of it. Actually, I agree with more than you think. But I think that is good food for thought, as we do unfortunately have to wrap things up today. And I hope everything is wonderful with you in your world, and go and make a wonderful day out of this wonderful day that we already are sharing thus far. So thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell so you can catch all content that comes from the BS3 Morning Shift Cole Johnson YouTube channel. And for all of us at the BS3 Network, Real Wives Radio, and the BS3 Morning Shift with Cole Johnson, I'm Cole Johnson, the same parting as we always do. If you lack consistency, you will not start. If you lack commitment, you'll never finish. And if you lack love, you most certainly will never conquer. Until we do this again in 23-hour shifter, have a great rest of your morning. Be blessed, because you are a blessing. Why do I say that? Because you're a blessing to me. Have a wonderful day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. So long.